Hey everybody, I've had some email with confusion over the feeds for the phone show. If you're using a mobile or smartphone to subscribe, then use the Quarter VGA version. Trying to play that on the desktop will give you low resolution. If you're watching on a PC or a Mac, then grab the VGA feed. Trying to view that on the smartphone may result in the codecs not matching up. So use the right feed. Thank you.
There's a big new release, in beta at least, of the Java-hosted Opera Mini. Version 5 adds smooth font aliasing, multiple browser windows, a password manager and better support for touchscreen phones. On the downside, the custom text entry system does mean that you have to fiddle in the settings if you want to copy and paste text in and out of the application. You probably thought, like me, that Limo, that's Linux Mobile, had died a death, but it's still alive, and Release 2 is used in Samsung's new H1 smartphone for Vodafone with a 3.5-inch touchscreen, an OLED display, Wi-Fi and 16 GB of flash memory, plus a WYSI interface apparently. Vodafone are also introducing their new 360 system, integrating Facebook, Twitter, Windows Live Messenger and Google Talk. Nokia has been showing off features from the upcoming firmware update for their N86 as used to film this phone show. There's now face detection, not seen before in a Nokia branded camera phone, plus photo quality improvements, plus no doubt a mountain of stability fixes, and I for one can't wait. Talking of firmware, the incredibly popular Nokia 5800 just got an update over the air to version 31.0.008, bringing a major new version of Ovi Maps, version 3.1, and significant performance improvements. While HTC has released its update for most Hero smartphones, taking them to build 2.73.405.5 and also boosting performance. Both updates are highly recommended, though note that the HTC one wipes your phone, so do please back up first. O2 has finally announced availability of the Palm Pre in the UK. It's coming on the 16th of October, though at a steep price. The best value contract is over 24 months, i.e. 2 years, at £34 a month. That's £816 all in, though it does include unlimited data, apparently.
On-device application stores are a fixture of the modern age, it seems, but how do they stack up? I wanted to give each of the three main contenders the once-over. I'm looking at the Apple iPhone's App Store, the Nokia Ovi Store and the Google Android Marketplace. Speed of interface. Apple, pretty fast at all times, though the sheer numbers of applications, over 1,000 apps are often added each day, can make finding things you want rather tough, even when searching by name. Nokia Ovi Store, still a bit sluggish even on newer devices, since Ovi Store is implemented as a widget, i.e. a rich web page. Well, you have to make allowances. The Google Android Marketplace. It's a native application, so it's faster than Ovi Store's client, and there aren't so many apps yet that finding things is a huge problem, as with the iPhone Store. Range of content and quality of apps. Apple iPhone Store. Many tens of thousands of apps, limited only by developer imagination and by Apple's restrictions on not duplicating built-in apps and not being able to work in the background. But games are a particular highlight. Nokia Ovi Store, thousands of applications, though many are Java or Flash based, many aren't correctly tagged and end up not working properly on your phone, and there are other content types which can get in the way of finding the thing you want. Android Marketplace, hundreds of applications, all genres, early days, quality is variable, but in an early adopter enthusiast way rather than a cash-in quick way, as seen on the Apple and Nokia stores. Application prices, proportion of freeware. Apple iPhone, more commercial applications than freeware, but plenty of each. Nokia Ovi Store, more freeware than commercial, though some of the free apps can turn out to be trials or demos. Android Marketplace, much more freeware than commercial, fitting in with the enthusiast meme. Features. iPhone App Store. All downloads and purchases are tracked by iTunes and by your account. Applications are rated by others in the App Store, and there's now a genius auto-recommend system for apps you might like. Nice. Nokia Ovi Store. All downloads and purchases are now tracked according to your Ovi username, and in theory all can be re-downloaded and even used on other devices you own, provided you're signed in as you. Applications can be rated by users, and the Ovi Store algorithms try to recommend things you might like. Android Marketplace. Just as with the Ovi Store, all downloads and purchases are tracked, this time according to your Google username, and can be re-downloaded and even used on other devices you own, again provided you're signed in as you. Applications are rated by others, though you have to search by numbers of downloads or by date. Application updates. iPhone App Store. An Updates tab in the App Store client always shows what's been updated, and you can manually opt to install all updates with one operation. Very nice. Nokia E75 Store. There's no facility for central updating of applications, so you're reliant on individual apps and the developers either checking for updates themselves or notifying you by email. It's not common. Google Android Marketplace. When running an application, you're informed by the OS if an update is available, though you have to go and grab each manually after that. Payment options. Apple. Everything's through the iTunes account only, ultimately charged to your card or to a prepaid voucher. Works simply though. Nokia E75 Store. You can use phone bill deduction or a credit card. The card's details are kept in your Ovi user account. Both methods are commonplace, and it's nice to have the choice. Google. There's a Google checkout if you're signed in, or you can use a credit card. In truth, now that each store has achieved a presence of sorts, it doesn't really matter whether there are 100,000 apps or 100, as long as there are enough really top quality apps to make a difference to most people's lives. My own research shows that people are only really addicted to half a dozen or so. It's also interesting to note that there are more similarities between the main application stores than differences. Nokia started the whole scene off with their half-baked download system back in 2006. Apple perfected it with the iPhone App Store in 2008. And now Nokia and Google are coming back up on the rails. Phew, I'm all apped out.
No, really. Having tried and rejected every other mobile device in the world over the last year or so, I find I'm back with the humble Nokia E75, whose central theme is, I've found, that it eliminates fear, and which I thought would make an interesting little piece for the phone show. It eliminates the fear of writing replies to emails and writing URLs, punctuation and passwords. It's one of the best mobile QWERTY keyboards in the world. It eliminates the fear of the sun. With bright sunlight comes near display invisibility for many modern touchscreen devices, but the E75's non-touch transflective screen is still very readable. The E75 eliminates the fear of not being able to find the right kind of charger. It's unique in being able to charge from a 2mm Nokia charger or via micro USB, equally happily. The E75 also eliminates the fear of being mugged. Closed, it looks just like any other candy bar and unremarkable. The E75 eliminates the fear of being left without a good camera when you need one. The 3-megapixel unit in this has a large aperture and is surprisingly good, producing results better than those from some 5-megapixel phone cameras. The E75 eliminates the fear of being in a noisy environment, trying to listen to podcasts or internet radio. The loudspeaker on this is just that, quite loud and with an exceptional tone. Finally, the E75 eliminates the fear of running out of battery. Well, at least it does if you stick in the aftermarket Mugen a bulge. It rather ruins the slim lines, but does give 2000 mAh, enough to run the smartphone for a week of light use or 2 days of heavy use. So I started by rejecting the E75 at the start of the year. And for the umpteenth time, I'm not afraid to admit I was wrong. If you've enjoyed watching the phone show, then please support me by sending any spare PayPal money to slitchfield@gmail.com or using the buttons on the site. Thanks a lot. If you've been subscribed to my YouTube channel, you'll have noticed I've had a competition running. In conjunction with One World and allaboutSymbian.com, there's a competition to win a Nokia N97. Video responses were required, and I've selected the top 3 videos. In reverse order, we have...
Hi Steve and everyone at allaboutSymbian.com. Here are a few reasons why I feel an N97 would make a difference to me. For instance, touchscreen. Definitely the way forward, but it doesn't matter how hard I touch this phone. It doesn't change anything. I have the worst sense of direction known to man. And although I live and die by Nokia Maps, which has saved me on any number of occasions, it still would be very handy to have a digital compass so that I don't find myself spending 2 minutes walking in the wrong direction. The social location widgets on the homepage will be particularly useful. That way I can know where my friends are and they'll know where I am. Having had this phone for a while, it would be quite nice to have a phone which battery actually holds its charge.
Okay, Steve, I've got to win the N97. The reason being is my other phone's broken. As you can see, I'm stuck in this N97 box. The only way to get out is to get a real one. The reason the N97 is better than my phone is it's got an ARM processor. The ARM's much stronger, much more powerful. We like that. The touch screen, beautiful. As you can see, it moves around. It's very, and let me just show you the slide screen. Oh, the keyboard. It's a beautiful mechanism. And it just opens like that, and you see the widgets, they're all there, and the beautiful keyboard. Yeah, my current phone doesn't. And what? Check this, customizable home screen. Other phones don't have it. There you go. Huh? Nice and customizable. You got Facebook and all these other little widgets here, and it's just easy. You can just go, what? And you can just slide it back up, and there's no problems there at all. I want to be able to play games with my keyboard, like the keyboard with football. It's so awesome. You love that. And then basically the N97 is going to turn my world upside down. Yeah!